What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Baddog back with another New York Giants video. Not wearing any Giants gear in this one, but it is a Giants video. As always, thank you for clicking on the video. Really do appreciate it. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up. Always helps out the video huge. Hit that subscribe, ring the bell. Last 4 games for the New York Giants, obviously incredibly pivotal, especially this game on Sunday night against the Washington Commanders. The Giants and Commanders played to a 20-20 tie. The last time that they met, right now both teams would be in the playoffs if the season ended today. And obviously this is absolutely massive for both teams because whoever wins this game would literally have a 2-game lead because the team that loses would have to be 2 games better than the team that wins over the last 3 games. So going to be tough. The Giants got to get this W. The Washington goes on to play San Francisco. So, if the Giants can win, it's just huge. Anyway, this video is not really about that. This video is about Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley. Should they come back? Should they stay or should they go, as the Clash once said? Well, I'm going to give you reasons that they should stay and reasons that they should go. The first thing I'm going to say is this. I'm not upset either way. Daniel Jones is the quarterback next year. I'm fine with it. If he's not, I'm fine with it. Saquon Barkley is the running back here next year. I'm fine with it. If he's not, I'm fine with it. I'm going to ride with Joe Schoen and Brandon Brown. I'm going to trust their direction, the way this team goes. They have no allegiance to these players. And if they don't believe that these are the guys that are going to take them to the promised land and want to move on, I'm okay with it. If they believe that Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley are going to be a part of a championship team or they could lead this team to a championship if they get better pieces around them, I'm going to believe in that too. Daniel Jones, well, why should Daniel Jones be here? What are the reasons for Daniel Jones to be here? Well, first and foremost, the kid's never had a chance. This team they've built around Daniel Jones has been horrible ever since he got here. He's had no chance. Players have gotten hurt. It's been a rotating door of linemen, wide receivers. Saquon Barkley has been hurt most of Daniel Jones' career. Daniel Jones has dealt with 3 offensive coordinators and 3 head coaches and 2 GMs in a 4-year NFL career. People always say Daniel Jones is inconsistent. He is inconsistent, but it's hard to be consistent when everything else around you is inconsistent. Now, I know some people say, the common denominator is Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is a common denominator. Why the Giants' offense sucks? Yeah, he's the common denominator because he's been the one consistent in the damn offense. Everything else has been different. How many wide receivers? We went into this year, our wide receiver core looked good on paper. Sterling Shepard, Kenny Golladay, Kadarius Toney, Wan'Dale Robinson. Are any of them playing? Well, Kenny Galladay's playing. He might as well not. Kenny Golladay is as effective out there as I am, sitting on my ass watching the game at home. None of those receivers are there. The line has been terrible. There's no consistency in that offensive line. The interior offensive line is ass. How many tight ends has he been through? He hasn't had a chance to succeed. People say, you got to elevate the players. I agree. But God almighty, how much can you elevate a Richie James? How much can you elevate a Marcus Johnson? How much can you elevate a David Sills? How much elevation is there to do? The Giants gave up 48 points against Philadelphia. Daniel Jones didn't give up them points. It's been tough sledding. Daniel Jones is good size. He's mobile. He's more athletic than given credit for. I feel like he throws a good deep ball. I feel like he's accurate. Those are the reasons I think you keep him around. Reasons I let him walk. Well, he hasn't won a lot of games. This year he did. This year he has. He misses shots down the field. Right? He's not extremely accurate when he needs to be accurate. The biggest thing with Daniel Jones is this. While I believe his pocket presence has improved, I feel like he's afraid to take shots. I feel like he's afraid to be aggressive. I know there's been a lot of people that say, that are at the games and say, hey, there's guys open down the field and he checks it down. He doesn't even look because his first thought is to check it down every time. He's not aggressive. He's not aggressive. He's afraid to take shots. And the biggest thing with Daniel Jones is this. In year 4, we still don't know what he is. Now, whether that has to do with Daniel Jones and everything else, whether that has to do with Daniel Jones or everything else that I mentioned previous, it's hard to give a quarterback a second contract when we're still sitting there scratching our heads saying, is this guy good or is he not? Some people think he's great. Some people think he absolutely sucks. Me? I don't know what the hell he is. And for 4 years, I don't know what the hell he is. Some days he's great. Some days he stinks. I don't know. I have no feel for what he is. So if the coaches feel that way, not that they've been there for 4 years, but if they look at him and they go, or they look at his body work and go, I don't know what the guy is. Do we really want to keep Dave Gettleman's guy, or do we want to go get our own guy and build around our own guy that we do think can do better offensively? Then you do it. The Giants have probably $50 to $55 million in cap space. You're not going to franchise tag Daniel Jones, be $32 million, and you can't move that cap around, so that's not happening. So you're either going to sign him to a small year contract, 3 years, $80 million, the option to get out after 2. You're not giving him a long-term deal, or you're letting him walk. And they get a compensatory pick. And that may be what they want to do, because they want to build their team the way they want to build it. The way you build a team in the NFL is by draft picks. Drafts. The more draft picks you have, the more likely you are to hit on a player, the better way you can build depth, because you build depth through the draft, not through free agency, which is why the Giants have been terrible, which is why when we get hurt, it hurts our team more than a lot of teams, because we don't have any depth. That's going to be the front office's job. So there's a case to keep Daniel Jones. There's a case to let him walk. That's why either way, I got to trust what the GM does. That's why they have their job. That is their job. So, I don't know. You let me know what you think in the comments section. Do you want Daniel Jones to be here? Do you think Daniel Jones can lead the team to prominence? Or do you think he's got absolutely no chance? Do you think if they build talent around Daniel Jones, he's going to succeed? Or do you think that Daniel Jones, no matter how much talent he has around him, will still be, whatever, a guy that can't score a lot of points? Now we come to Saquon Barkley. Reasons for keeping Saquon, very simply put, number one, he is by far been our best offensive player since Odell Beckham was traded. There's no question about that. He's the one real threat on this offense that defenses need to zone in on and keep an eye on, which could certainly help lift the rest of the team. Everything's predicated off the run. He's an explosive athlete. He's exciting. At any moment, he could take anything to the house. Any run could be that guy. He's the home run hitter on the offense. I love watching Saquon Barkley play. Maybe he is a little bit tired this year. Maybe he is. He hasn't played a full season since his rookie year. So maybe it is catching up with him a little bit. Maybe he is fatigued. He hasn't had this many carries since his rookie season. And the Giants certainly leaned on him a lot, because he is the one guy in this offense. It's like, hey, he's the game breaker. And being able to run the ball opens up everything else in the offense. So that's a reason to definitely look at Saquon Barkley and keep him. Not to mention he's a great kid. People love him, which is another reason to keep Daniel Jones too. The players love Daniel Jones. Players respect Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones works hard. Daniel Jones is a good kid. Daniel Jones, it's not for lack of effort. Saquon Barkley is the same type. It's not for lack of effort. It's not because he's a cocky, arrogant guy. He's just a good kid. He's respectful. And that goes a long way in the locker room. So Barkley has a lot of intangibles, as does Jones. There's a good reason to keep those guys. Reason not to keep Saquon? You have so many holes on this team. Do you really want to put money into a running back? One of the least important positions in this day and age in the NFL. Now, I still think running the ball is important, but I don't think you need a superstar running back to win in the NFL. Kansas City Chiefs won a Super Bowl. Who was their running back? Who was the Chiefs running back when they won the Super Bowl? Who's their running back this year? Clyde Edwards-Helaire? Pacheco? Are these the guys? These are the guys. Are they as good as Saquon Barkley? Is Devin Singletary in Buffalo as good as Saquon Barkley? Does Buffalo have a superstar running back? Did the Rams have a superstar running back last year when they won the Super Bowl? Did Tom Brady ever have a superstar running back when he was winning all those Super Bowls in New England? Barry Sanders is the greatest running back I've ever seen. How many Super Bowls did Barry Sanders get to? You could say Baddog, Emmitt Smith. Well, that Dallas Cowboys team was stacked. That wasn't just Emmitt Smith. And quite frankly, I don't think Emmitt Smith is as good as a lot of people make him out to be. I really don't. So, and again, that was 30 years ago. The game has changed. I'm talking about more recent history here. Teams that make the Super Bowl don't necessarily need a superstar running back. You don't put all your money into the backfield. You put it up front. You put it in front of the quarterback. You put it in the offensive line, and you put it on the defensive line. You put it in the trenches. And you went to the line of scrimmage. You don't need a superstar running back. You don't need Saquon Barkley. You could get an average running back to above average running back with a good offensive line and a good quarterback, and you could do it from there. So that's the reason not to keep him. Do you really want to give Saquon Barkley, who's had serious injuries, torn ACL, he's been injury prone, and all of a sudden in his contract year, now all of a sudden he's having a good year. Now the Giants could franchise tag him or transition tag him. I think it's only like $12 million. It's not much. I could see them doing that. But do you really want to give Saquon Barkley a 5-year, $80 million deal? Do you really want to put all your money into a running back when we need interior offensive line, inside linebackers, cornerback, safeties? You want to keep Andrew Thomas around, you're going to have to give him a contract. You want to keep Dexter Lawrence around, you're going to have to give him a contract. Is that what you want to do? That's the reason not to keep Saquon Barkley, because you could just get a regular running back. Derrick Henry's fantastic. How many Super Bowls has Derrick Henry won? So that's the reason not to keep him. Like I said, there are pros for both Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley, and there are cons for Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley. So you let me know, again, in the comments section, would you want to keep Saquon Barkley here? Would you just decide, hey, let him walk, take a lesser running back or draft a running back and put less money into the backfield and put that money somewhere else? But those are the reasons to keep. Those are the reasons to let him walk. And like I said, regardless of what they do, I'm going to be okay with it. You know, people think I hate Daniel Jones. People think I'm critical of Daniel Jones. I feel like when I'm critical of him, I think it's fair criticism. And I love Saquon. Saquon's one of my favorite players in the Giants. But I've said this a million times, and I'll say it a million more, man. I'm a team guy. I'm not a player guy. Okay? I don't hang my hat on players. I don't fall in love with players and then sit there and cry if they leave. I don't do that. Because players are always going to come and go. Players are going to retire at some point. So I'm a Giants guy, man. I'm a Giants guy. Whoever wears that uniform, I'm rooting for him. Whether that's Daniel Jones, whether that's Tyrod Taylor, whether that's whoever the hell they draft, if they drafted a quarterback, whether it's Will Levis or Anthony. God, I don't want to hear that Anthony Richardson name anymore. I'm just so sick of hearing Anthony Richardson. But if it's one of those guys, I'm rooting for him. And same thing as Saquon. If it's another running back, if it's Matt Breida, if it's, Brightwell, Gary Brightwell, whoever the hell the running back is, I'm rooting for it. I'm rooting for the laundry. I would never wish ill will on Daniel Jones or Saquon unless they went to Philly. Then I got to root against them. Or Dallas, I got to root against them. But I'm not worried about Daniel Jones going to either one of those franchises. I'm not really worried about Barkley going there either. But that's just my thoughts on these two guys, because these two guys, obviously, massive decision for the front office Are you moving forward with those two guys? You moving forward with one of them? You letting them both walk and just starting your actual rebuild? Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments section. If you made it this far and watched me for 15 minutes, may God have mercy on your soul, but I do appreciate it. And you're an absolute legend. Anyway, that's all I got. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. It's a bad diggy dizzle. Gone. Peace.